Now, in musical matters, the differences, potentially crucial differences, will be clear even to occasional opera goers. What tends to be erased in recordings is an aspect of vocal performance that's often critically important in the theatre, and that's the ability of an operatic voice to carry, to maintain its focus across large distances. On a recording, everyone tends to be equally audible, to have, if you will, equal vocal presence. What's more, this lack of presence on the recording and the fact that voices and orchestra are separately recorded and then artificially blended together makes us more aware of tuning discrepancies between them, and also less tolerant of minor lapses in ensemble. We're always much more critical of when things aren't together in a recording. For this and many other reasons, a recorded opera needs to be more musically disciplined to have its effect. In the theatre, though, striving for such discipline often brings with it caution, and caution can be the enemy of theatrical communication. Now, similar problems exist on the visual level. As already mentioned, there are ways in which good live theatrical performance may be antithetical to the demands of film. What makes them so compelling, what makes actors, stage actors, singers so compelling on the stage? Big eyes, expressive hand movements, delicately timed, gestural exaggeration. All this can come across as horribly melodramatic when viewed close up. On the other hand, comparatively phlegmatic stage presences, and there are plenty of those on plenty of operatic stages, can sometimes grow in stature when they are reduced to screen size and are gazed at minutely. More important, though, is the way in which the production itself can gain or lose when transferring to the screen. Again, it's partly a question of presence. What clearly migrates least well to the small screen are grand scenic revelations, transformational moments, for example, in which spaces suddenly open up on stage. What works best are small narrative devices, telling recurrences of significant objects that can enjoy the odd close-up, for example. Now, there's a moral in all this, and one that's worth bearing in mind. It's clear, indeed, it's a commonplace, that the medium of DVD has textualized opera anew, just as video did before it and just as film did before that. By recording the event and making the result repeatable, these media have progressively enabled ever more elaborate critical responses to operatic performance. But at the same time, they've progressively encouraged concentration on certain aspects, those they transmit most successfully at the expense of others. Now, this situation is made worse by the fact that those areas of operatic performance most difficult to address in words, the things that are hardest to talk about, what I described a moment ago as the presence of the vocal performers or of the visual system. These are precisely those things that can't be recorded or reproduced. There is, in other words, a way in which live opera DVDs enable a delusion. The delusion that when we analyze them or when we talk about them or when we experience them, we are analyzing or talking about or experiencing opera in performance.